we first start with the introduction about the ForgeRock and the ForgeRock suite. What are the products provided by the ForgeRock company? The organization which is behind the IAM of the like the ID, OpenIDM, OpenDJ, and OpenAM, and a few other products are also. But the core products are the this company have these three line of products in IAM space, and there are the few small products as well in the same IAM space, which are used for the integrations of the different uh, technology, different products. So ForgeRock have mainly three line of products are there. First is OpenIDM, OpenAM, and OpenDJ. But right now these are the old names. Right now they changed the naming convention of their products. Like OpenIDM is still OpenIDM, but the other products like OpenAM becomes now they call it as a AM only, and your OpenDJ is only DS server. But still now in the market, everybody call these products still on their tongue. They call it with the OpenAM and OpenDJ. Still, people are not representing these product with the AM and DS. So in our course, we are also sometime we call it as OpenAM or AM. So, but both the things are same. So I will let you know the differences between the OpenAM and AM. What are the differences are there? The current version is AM only. Sorry. So let me start with the. Do you guys need a little intro about the OpenIDM, or you just want to OpenAM only? That is for the
Uh,
introduction, so that you have a clear picture of the full IAM suite from the ForgeRock.
yes, we should have the introduction.
Yeah. So that is our introduction. So let's start with the OpenIDM. So in the market, we have lots of IDM products are there. Oracle IDM is there. SailPoint is there. IBM IDM is there. CA IDM is there. So lots of IDM products are there. So one of the product is called OpenIDM, which is from the ForgeRock, the organization, and we will cover its use cases, like where we are using. So in IAM space, identity access management, there are the three pillars of the IAM are. One is the provisioning system. So provisioning system is the IDM where the users are going to provision in the organization. So like whenever a user whenever some person is hired in the organization through HR, so after the HR process, HR just create a entry in their HR portal, HR database, and from that, the IT people who are managing the IDM system, they pick up the user whether from the HR database, or they also user is automatically provisioned to IDM, and from IDM the user is provisioned to other data stores. So data, there are the multiple types of data stores, user repository data stores, or we can say the user repositories are there in the organizations. Like we are using Active Directory as a user repository, which have the users and groups. We have LDAP servers, different LDAP servers are there. Depends upon the organizations which product they are using, whether they are using Oracle or ODSE, OUD, or Ping products, or OpenDJ products, or OpenLDAP. So lots of user stores are there, or some are also using the databases as well. But for the most of the organizations are using the LDAP systems only, not the databases, because in IAM these are the mostly used for the authentication and authorization purpose. So most of the time we are using the directory services LDAP servers only. So in the three pillars of the IAM, first pillar is IDM. You can use any IDM product. Second one is the user store, that is called repository. You can use any LDAP server, whether it is OpenLDAP, Red Hat Directory, OpenDJ, Ping Directory, or the OUD, or any other IBM Tivoli directory server as well. You can use any. And the third is the access management product. So access management, there are lots of access management solutions are there. So here is the OpenAM, but now that product renames it to the AM, and the ForgeRock also changed the licensing system as well for their products. Earlier they are fully open source, but now they are giving the only source code of the old one, not the new one. But still you can download the evaluation versions from their website. Sorry. So is anybody have any questions or queries regarding this uh, PPT page for the pillars of IAM, or anyone wants to add something?
No.
Okay, so like here in through IDM you can provision the user, and you can also delete the user. You can also modify the user attributes, like time to time user designation changes, user role changes, user is a member of certain new number of groups, or user also removed from the some number of groups, user moved from one project to another project. So its roles is keep on changing from time to time. So IDM provisioning system will managing all these things for changing the attributes and values in a user entry, and the LDAP is going to store all those things. And access management works based on the values present in the LDAP store, and based on the configurations we configured at the access management side as well. So we have a few scenarios are there, like in the legacy in the old times we have systems, we have computer systems, we have authentication mechanism in old times, but the way of use is different. Now the way of use is different. So this is the classic scenario. Still there is some organizations are there which is still using the classic scenario, in which they have an application and they have a user. So sometimes they are using the all the access management is configured and coded by the developers in the application itself, and they are storing the users from the database, and the user is authenticate and authorized through database only. So this is a classic scenario which is running from the long time. Still in small organizations they are using the same thing, still they are using this thing. But in the big organizations the way of doing things is little different, because this approach is not going to fulfill their need, because it is more time consuming. It is not according to the requirement of time as well, because people don't have a time for doing all the stuff for the all the applications, for applying all the codings, write codes for all the application, and then fix bugs, and then again whenever a version of the application changes and on new language or existing language, and then they need to validate the authentication and authorization code again and again with the same application. So in small organizations we can do that thing, but in the bigger organizations we need to go with the IAM systems only, not with the classic scenario. Any queries or questions? Please ask
No.
me uh, whenever anyone have any queries or questions.
Okay.
Okay, the second one is the after the this database systems and the application integrations, like databases are not tuned or developed for the read operations, because whenever we are going to re access any application we need to give our username and password, and based on that our application authenticate in the backend with the backend data stores with match our username and password whether are valid or not, user is active or not. With it will do all these things in the backend. So earlier we did with the databases, everything is stored in databases. Later people are start using storing the things, usernames, password, and other required attributes of a user in the directory services. So here in the diagram we are showing as a OpenDJ as a user store, but it may be any LDAP server which can be used for the storing users and groups and the other kind of a data as well, user related stuff. So this is kind of a centralized authentication where all the application, because with the LDAP, any application can integrate with LDAP for the authentication, whether they are the Linux systems or Windows systems or your applications as well. any custom applications as well, or Apache servers. Anyone can be used. And the third scenario is your the whenever like you have OpenDJ and OpenAM, so like the you can integrate the applications with LDAP directly. But assume if you have thousands of applications in the organization, so how much work needs to be done by the developer side for writing the code for the authorization code and authentication code for each and every application, and how much though that code is secure, because every time whenever they need to change the code, they need to validate the code, they need to pass the QA, and the people who are in the security team, they need to approve the new builds of the application because the new code is added, so they need to check each and everything, bugs and security breaches, each and everything. So for doing the same kind of a stuff for all the applications, and that is a very usual stuff which is going to be done with all the applications. So by adding OpenAM or any kind of a access management solution, we can reduce that work, and the developer only able to focus on the application logic only. So it doesn't need to developer no need to care about the user authentication and authorization. The OpenAM or any kind of access management solution is taking care of the user authentication, session management, and user authorization part, and session logout, all the things related to sessions and users and authentication, authorization, each and everything, whether it is a multi-factor authentication or a single factor authentication or OTP or any type of authentication which can be provided by the access manager. So here we are adding one thing, that is OpenAM. So OpenAM, now the application is integrated with the OpenAM. Earlier it is integrated directly with the OpenDJ. So here earlier this application, this is the application, it is connecting to the OpenDJ for authentication and authorization. Like here if you see in this scenario, application is integrated with the OpenDJ for fetching the username and password. But here the application is integrated with the OpenAM, and OpenAM is integrated with the OpenDJ. So we will cover all this stuff like the how this authentication flow works, how the session creates, each and everything. And the last scenario is here this is a full suite scenario of IAM products where all the IAM required products are there in the environment. Like OpenIDM is there. Here it is HR database from where the user is provisioned to the OpenIDM, and OpenIDM will provision the user to the different data sources. So these are the different data sources. These are the these may be the Linux systems, or Windows servers, Active Directory, LDAP server, databases, or any kind of the REST APIs as well. So it is going to provision the users to different data stores, and then after it also provision the user to LDAP server. So here is that is OpenDJ, and OpenDJ stores all the users and groups and all the stuffs which is required for the authentication and authorization purpose. So here is OpenAM is also there. So OpenAM connects to the OpenDJ for any authentication and authorization request, and applications are integrated with OpenAM. And whole user life cycle is managed with the OpenIDM. So like if the user is deprovisioned from the HR database, then it is the request deprovisioning request is goes to the OpenIDM, and OpenIDM removes the user from the all the data stores. So when the user is removed automatically from all the data stores, and if the same user is going to access the application and giving the username password, the application checks with the OpenAM and OpenAM checks with the OpenDJ. So but the now the user is deprovisioned, user is not present is OpenDJ, so that user is not able to authenticate. So with the OpenIDM, the user, wherever the user reference is present anywhere in the any data source which is integrated with the OpenIDM, the connectors are configured. So here you can see arrows are there, multiple arrows are there from OpenIDM to these boxes, and from this OpenIDM to this OpenDJ. So these arrow means these are the connectors, and these connectors check for the all the events of the add, mode, or delete, all the CRUD operations of the user or any other stuff which is stored here, and it will apply the same operations on the underlying data source as well. So any questions about this slide?
Um, so far, you talking about a single environment, about HA failover type. Are you going to cover that as well in the class?
Which one?
High availability failover. Are you going to cover that in the class? Right
Yeah,
now,
yeah, we
what you
can.
have is just showing a single environment, simple environment. But at work, I mean, you're gonna have multiple open IAM, no AM, multiple open DJs, open IDM, everything else. Are you going to cover the high availability and failover scenarios in that class?
Yeah, yeah, we can cover, but those are the advanced topics. So we will cover when we cover after we cover the all the normal administration parts. So those are the things when you know about the product, how it works, then we are going to cover the high availability part.
Okay, that will happen in that class or that's another class?
No, no, in the same class, in the same
In the same
course.
class. Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or queries?
Oh, I have one more
Yeah.
question. Sorry.
Are you going to cover identity management or just the access management, Praveen?
This is only for the access management.
That's what I just wanted to make sure, because you're also uh, covering the entire suite in the demo. I
No,
was just so
yeah, for this demo, the if you have a knowledge of the entire suite of the demo, how the user flows works, how the user is provision and deprovision, so then it will be easy for you to understand how the whole environment IAM system is working.
got it. Do you also cover the OpenDJ?
No, no, OpenDJ is a separate part.
Okay,
But we cover the here like the how to install OpenDJ and how to configure it.
so
That
you are
is
going.
required for the OpenAM.
But I think we also need some basics of OpenDJ, right? In this, for OpenAM, because I am also new to the LDAP concepts. Not really that good with Open LDAP concept, so that's why I'm asking. You also sometimes need to understand the LDAP concept for
Yeah,
OpenAM.
that's true because the OpenAM or the if you are going to going for any training, whether that is OpenIDM or the OpenAM, you should at least know about the basics of the LDAP.
Yeah, that's right. Uh, and also there is do you cover the sessions concept, because the CTS also has in ForgeRock there is a CTS concept, right?
Yeah, CTS concept is there. Token
Yes.
concept is there.
So token, do you
Yeah, we
also
will cover. Yeah,
so because that also stores in the
in the
OpenDJ,
LDAP.
right? Yeah,
So it also stores in the memory as well, and but in the advanced environments where the big environments are there, it also store that in the LDAP stores.
yep. So okay.
Now, one more question. What makes ForgeRock different from the other IAM products? Since you work in many different IAM products, as you said in your introductions, what drives people to go to ForgeRock?
So first thing is the with ForgeRock. So this is not a very new product. If we go to the next few slides, yeah, here on this slide, if you are able to see, like the ForgeRock is not a any of the product of the ForgeRock, they are not new. They have the legacy of the Sun products. So ForgeRock OpenAM also comes from the OpenSSO product. So earlier in 2008 or in the starting of the 2003, Sun developed the product that is called OpenSSO. So this product is having a very long history. this is a mature product. This is not like the a new product like having a 2-3 years in the market. So it is having history of from 2003. This is the first thing, like that it is having a sun background earlier. It comes from the roots of sun. Second thing is it gives you more features as compared to other products. So in this, like if you go for the S single sign-on and federation, you need a different products. Like you need a CA site minder for single sign-on and CA federation for federation, or the ping federation. With this OpenAM single product, you can do both. And it also gives the very rich set of the authentication and authorization mechanism as well. You can integrate the this OpenAM with the any social media like Facebook, Gmail, vConte, or any other website or product which gives the feature of the OAuth 2 or the OpenID. If anyone, or you can integrate so the users are automatically authenticate and authorize from the social networking site. Like the normally if you going to access any website who needs a sign up, so they are giving you the option of the sign up with Gmail, sign up with Google, sign up with Facebook. So in those cases you need to just provide the username password of your Google account or the Facebook account. So you can also integrate the your applications with OpenAM with any social identity provider which works on the OAuth 2 or the OpenID Connect platform. And you can also other features are the similars, and the licensing cost is also less. Moreover, I am not able to say like the how much it is with the other products, but that is less with others. The people who are in management, they know more about the what is the actual licensing cost, and depends upon to company how much, what is the deal between the companies for any product licensing cost. And performance wise also, because it's have a very long history, it's a mature product, it is giving a very good performance.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anything else? Anyone have any other questions? Then we
Uh, Praveen, do you have like a PDF, like what exactly you cover in the entire course, what's not covered, like just trying to get the entire understanding of what's covered in the course.
okay. So let me open the course contents. So like the whatever the like let me explain you the, so can you come up once again what explanation you need?
I the this your the document
Course
on
Make it as
contents
a
GoLogica. Can
document.
you expand it?
bigger, Praveen. Make it as a
Okay,
bigger little bit.
okay. Make it as a bigger. Is it fine?
Yeah, looks good.
Yes.
Okay. So this is OpenAM is a 32 to 36 hours of a course. But I am not like the stick to the number of hours. So it depends upon the students who are attending the course. Sometimes it will covered in 1 or 2 hours earlier, and sometimes it will go to the 38 hours as well or 40 hours as well. It depends. And the topics also I will sorry. And the topics as well. So like these are the standard topics of the OpenAM. But if you have any of your topics and any of your new queries as well, or any of your requirement as well, you can give it to me. I will add that one as well. So we are not going to stick to only the course contents only. So the installation part, we are going to cover the installation part in both ways, in interactive mode and in silent mode. Perform the basic configuration, how the OpenAM authentication works, understand the need of the use of the realms. Realms are the core part, and in the whole course we are going around it, and the implementation and separation of the admins and the normal users, like how the admin UI is there, how the user UI is there, how they are differ from each other, how to give access to a normal user to become a AM admin so that he can control the GUI console and the configure the policies and all the stuff. Observe the function of the cookies, how the cookies are there, what are the parts of cookies, how they are used, what's the role of cookies, all the stuff. Protecting a website, how you can protect any website, what is the main components used in protecting any website or any kind of application, like the web agents, Java agents, normal agents, what's the use of it, how to configure it, and how to monitor it, all the stuff. Extending authentication functionality, so describe the different authentication mechanism of AM. So like the OpenAM gives you the lots of authentication mechanism, like you can authenticate with the LDAP, with the or the any other kind of authentication, and you have a multiple LDAP data stores. So which data stores you are going to authenticate with this application? So you can configure all these things. If you need to configure the multi-factor authentication, then you can configure with the help of the chains and trees. If you need to configure the authentication with the different authentication providers like OAuth 2 or SAML, we will cover those. What's the use of it? What's the work of OAuth and SAML? Use of the recording tool which is used for the troubleshooting. User, how you can configure the data stores and the policy stores in the OpenAM. So we can configure all these stuff. How you can work with the REST APIs which are provided by the OpenAM. Controlling access, how you describe AM manages entitlements and through authorization, like giving access to a users to become an admin or giving access through groups. Define policy components, what are the different policy components are there. Explain how AM evaluates policies, like the if you hello,
Yep. We are here.
yeah,
Praveen?
any question?
No, no, no.
Okay. So explain how AM evaluates policies, like the actually how the policies are going to apply it, what are the policy enforcement point, what are the policy decision point, what are the policies evaluation points. So different components are there. So what is the flow, how to use it, how the web agent and OpenAM works together, what the use of the backend data stores and policy stores. So implement access control policies on a website, and extending the OAuth 2.0 based protocols. Explain what is OAuth 2 is there, what are the authorization providers are there, what the use of access tokens, how to refresh the tokens, what are the configurations, what are the OAuth 2 grants, what are the consent, all these things. Preparing for production, how you can prepare for your OpenAM for production, how to tune it, all the stuff. And administering AM solution, what are the administration tools are available, lots of tools are available for administration with OpenAM. So how to use it, how to manage the OpenAM with those tools, how to monitor the OpenAM, some monitoring things are available for monitoring this product. Or if you have any other third party products are there which are going to use to monitor the OpenAM or another kind of products. So lots of monitoring products are there in the market. So how to integrate with those. federating across SAML. So what's the use of SAML? How to configure your OpenAIM as a SAML provider, or the as a IDP, or the as a SP, whether it is a IDP provider, identity provider, or service provider. You can configure OpenAIM in both ways, IDP and SP. So all these stuffs we are going to cover. So like the high availability is not there, so we will cover that one as well. So that's not an issue. So if you need any other topics in it, just send an email to Rama or me. Send an email to Rama like that. We need some these more topics as well. So we are going to cover that one as well.
Can you cover some little bit basics of OpenDJ? Uh,
So like this course is going to increase some more hours, because for OpenDJ as well, it needs, for basics it needs at least 8 to 10 hours.
okay.
Because OpenDJ itself is a course of the 32 to 40 hours. Same number of hours is required for OpenDJ as well. So if everyone needs that, then I will do that. Or if you only need, then Rama will work with you. We will give you a separate class just for the basics of it.
For the MFA, are you gonna go and set up the MFA as well, or just talk about it?
Uh, can you come up once again, Carlson?
Or for the multi-factor authentication, are you gonna actually set up the environment for multi-factor, or are you just gonna talk about it and that's it?
No, no. We are going to set up a environment for multi-factor. So this OpenAIM gives very rich set of the features for the authentication. In MFA as well, you can configure with OTP, like username password is a normal authentication, and you can also add like the OTP based. So your OTP will show on your mobile. ForgeRock Android application is available on the Google Play Store also, and on iOS store also. I don't know the name of the what is the iOS Play Store. So, but the Fojo gives the application if you have an Apple phone or if you have an Android phone. So, if you have any of the phone, you can download the application, install it, and we can configure the application on the. We can configure the authentication mechanism MFA and protect the website with MFA, and then you can integrate with your Android application with the OpenAIM website. So that is totally configurable, and we will cover. So OTP, your phone will generate the OTP, and your application, while you are going to authenticate, first giving the username password. Second, you need to just give the OTP. And if your OTP is correct, then it will authenticate, else it will give you error.
Okay.
So we will cover that. And MFA also configured in like in chaining mode as well, and in multi-factor tree mode as well. So we'll cover those. Tree mode is a more advanced way of authentication.
Okay.
So what are the course timings, Praveen? Uh,
So it depends upon you. So what time you need, whether and in which time zone you are working, it depends on that.
okay. So is it a weekend or weekday?
I am open for both. So if it is in weekdays, then we are going to cover multiple hours, like at least 3 hours per day, like Saturday and Sunday, 3 hours. So that in 1.5 month, like the 4 weeks are there in a month. So we will cover easily in a 6 weeks this course.
Yeah, I
So if
think
you
I would.
need only
Uh,
every day, so that is like the 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours every day.
I'm comfortable with daily, but just asking for the timings. I I'm in EST.
So Rama will work with you
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
timings for everyone. Realm
This
overview.
conference will now be recorded.
You can configure these authentication, integrate OpenAIM with these auth to provider or the SAML provider, like the SAML 2, auth, Fedlet, Google Apps, Salesforce, social authentication, STS deployment, auth. If you federation, if you are configuring the federation SAML, then you can configure here. Auth 2, if you have a auth 2 provider, you are going to configure auth 2 provider, you can configure. Normal web agents are here. So here if you have a web agents, it will show here. If you have a Java agents, it will show here. So yeah, remote consent, these are used for the tokens and with auth 2. Software publisher, if you are publish some software, lots of things are there. In authentications, this is the authentication settings. Here you can configure chains, and these are the modules of the chains, and these are the trees are there. Services, if you have any services, internal services are also there, like dashboard and lots of stuff. Data stores, if you have multiple data stores, you can configure it here. So this is a GUI
Yeah,
which is very clean and very straightforward.
yeah. ForgeRock is they make it very easy in terms like to integrate all the stuff. As you just show me like integrate with Google apps, all those stuff. I think it's very easy the way they do it. The only thing is they're not making easy is the OpenDigi. They should have a good interface at least. You know, for those who do not know LDAP, it's going to be very hard. Where you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to use command line, try to understand the whole stack. How to update schemas, creating new schemas if you need to. You know,
yeah, yeah. That's very tough. That's tough. LDAP is more tough than OpenAM.
exactly. At least they don't have the Go interface. You need to understand LDAP pretty well to be able
And in
to
most of the LDAP
actually
products
work
as
with it.
well, they are CLI only. Because I also never worked on the GUI console of the any LDAP server. I always
So,
prefer the CLI.
uh I work on. Depending on what I'm doing, I either use the Go interface or else I use CLI. Depending on what I'm doing. But it would be nice for OpenDigi to have that options.
So if it is have or they launch it, then I will check it.
I mean, like we do
Earlier
have
they have.
some
uh,
we do have some
Earlier,
clients, right? We guess we can use clients like Apache Directory Studio. There are a
no,
lot
those
of
are the with that you are not able to configure the OpenDJ. Those are just
no.
for
I mean,
the
like
user
for the
operations.
schemas, you want to configure anything, like you can just do that,
No, the
right?
schema you can't configure with the clients.
Okay.